You know, the crazy thing is, my friends, when I first had this fragrance, this one, when I first sprayed it, I was like, oh, it was kind of, it set my teeth on edge. It sort of smelt kind of screechy, it was metallic-y, all the notes were all in the wrong places. And now, literally, just over a month later, I'm actually going to say to you, this is a solid, leggy recommendation. And not just because it's bold, but because it is an absolutely gorgeously summery kind of fragrance. Okay. So first of all, a massive arms open wide warm welcome to a John Legg fragrance review. Please do not see me as a professional YouTuber. I'm literally a random crazy guy with a massive collection of fragrances and a passion, seriously a passion, and I need to pass that passion on to you to inspire you to go and get a good fragrance and spray the life out of it every single day. Right, seatbelt on, let's do this. Now, this is made by the mighty Lattafa Empire. In particular, it is Maison Alhambra, and it is called Glacier Bold. Okay, now this is absolutely ideal for me because I am completely bold, or at least I am follically challenged, as they say. This, my friends, this is an absolutely gorgeous fragrance. But first impressions, if I was to do a first impression video, which I never do because I think they're an absolute waste of time, this was screechy, this was wrong, this was metallic, and this, seriously, it was just not for me. So I sprayed it about 15 times, I put it in the back of my wardrobe. Literally, I put it in the back of my wardrobe, and I kind of actually did forget I'd got it. And I came back to it about 3 weeks later, and I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. So this leads me on to two things. First of all, to tell you about this fragrance, but secondly, to tell you about maceration. Now, I am not a technical fragrance kind of guy. I'm neither bothered about the technical side of fragrances, nor am I interested. Okay, ask me about a set of roof seals for a Mark 1 MX5 Miata, and I'm your man, I'm technical. But when it comes to fragrances, it's how it smells, it's how it works, it's how it's performed. I don't go into the technical side of things, so I'm not bothered about exactly what maceration is, but I need to tell you, my friends, maceration is a thing. I say I don't know the science about it, but trust me, I have had so many fragrances, and this is an absolute prime example of it, where when you first spray it, it's like, oh, that's kind of wrong, that's kind of like screechy, it's kind of all mixed up, and then literally maybe 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks later, it is a completely reformed character. It's like a pork pie, it's reformed, you know what I mean? Okay, so maceration, something happens during that time to that fragrance that massively improves the actual smell and very often improves the performance. Now I have to say, there was not a problem with the performance on this one. This one, when I first sprayed it, it annoyed it, right, seriously, because it was grating, it was jarring my teeth, it annoyed me for a mighty long time. But trust me, I've had fragrances where when I first sprayed it, I'm like, God, it's a little bit lame in terms of the performance, but literally after a bit of maceration, the performance is so much better. It comes off your skin better, and it's smoother, and it's longer. Alright, now someone's probably going to drop a comment and say, oh well, actually maceration is what happens with the molecules, happens this. I'm not bothered about that, but literally, my friends, I need to tell you, maceration is a thing, especially with these budget fragrances. You know, perhaps Paco Rabanne, perhaps Dior and that lot, perhaps they pre-macerate a fragrance, I don't know, but it does happen a little bit with those, but nowhere near as much as the budget, especially the Middle Eastern, the Lattafas and that sort of thing, the fragrance worlds. Those sort of fragrances, the budget fragrances, maceration can massively improve the smoothness of the smell and the sort of right placing of the notes, if you know what I mean, and the performance can be so much improved with just that 2 or 3 weeks in the back of your wardrobe. So spray 15, 20 times, whatever you want to do, and then put it in a cool, dark place and literally do what I do and totally forget about it. And you come back to it and you go, oh, I've forgotten I'd got this. And what happens is this, you spray it and you go, what? That's not the fragrance I sprayed a month ago. All right, literally, that is seriously what happens. And with this Glacier Bold, literally, it became a completely different character to the point where I'm actually going to say the 100ml eau de parfum will cost you around about 20, I think it was about 22 British pounds on eBay. And this, my friends, is an absolute stunning, okay, it is a sharp fragrance, it is a kind of summery fragrance, and it is a fragrance which will get you attention in an absolutely gorgeous way. It's obviously based on Jean-Paul Gaultier, Beau. Okay, now this is going to be a long review. I hope you sat comfortably and I hope you're staying with me. So I was trying to work out, because with the Jean-Paul Gaultier Beau, there is two, and now there's three, all right, I don't know about the new one, but there is an eau de toilette and there is a Parfum Extreme. And I was like, okay, Maison Alhambra, where have they pitched it? So I went to Boots, okay, and a very lovely lady behind the counter let me spray both the eau de toilette and the Parfum Extreme. And I became absolutely convinced that this Maison Alhambra was very, very, very close to the Parfum Extreme. And the lovely lady behind the counter in Boots gave me a sample. So I can spray this sample. As you can see, I've actually hammered this sample. Okay, it's only about a 2ml, but it's nearly gone. Okay, let me spray that. And let me tell you that this Maison Alhambra is pretty much based on the Parfum Extreme version of Beau. Okay, alright, okay, I suppose I need to tell you what Beau or Bold smells like. At the top end, there is some citrus, quite piercing citrus. Okay, I'm going to say it's sort of maybe a pineapple, it's like a sort of maybe a bergamot, but whatever it is at the top, it's a very piercing, sort of far-reaching, if you like, citrus. Then, okay, this is the big player, coconut. Seriously, this is a coconut kind of fragrance. The coconut is the big news in this one. And then the other players are some gorgeous, gorgeous sort of sweet ambery sort of wood at the bottom and some tonka. Now, I have to be honest, the tonka is what keeps this to be smooth, because the coconut is quite aggressive and the sort of citrusy at the top is a little bit sort of screechy almost, and the tonka. Now when I first sprayed this, I think the tonka was fast asleep. The tonka, which is that sort of almost chocolatey smoothness, this, when it's actually macerated with the tonka, makes it a very nice, smooth, but still quite piercing fragrance. Okay, who could wear this? Pretty much anyone. Okay, this is perfect for a teenager. Literally, this would absolutely suit a teenager perfectly. And then a middle-aged guy, absolutely perfect. A guy, 80s, 90s, this is perfect. It is piercingly sweet, very attention grabbing, but it is also done, it's going to sound really crazy, in quite a classy way. You know, it actually is. Either way you go, in the Beau or Bold. Okay, so this is absolutely ageless in terms of who could wear it. What season would you wear it? I've got to be honest, you could wear it all year round, but personally, I would be reaching for this in the warmer weather. This kind of just screams summer, you know what I mean? This is actually perfect for the warmer weather. Okay, now what about the performance? Because on this, well, it's only a sample, but on the Beau, whatever it is, the Jean-Paul Gaultier, you know what, that is a fairly good performer. I'm getting around about 2 hours of a decent sort of constantly being able to smell it, and then it sort of fades a little bit, and it's just every now and then. But then that's like a 75, 85 pound, 125ml fragrance. So you kind of expect it to be fairly good. What about the Maison Alhambra Glacier Bold? Okay, now this, for the first hour, sometimes about an hour and a half, this is seriously a very, very nice, sharp, clear projection. After an hour and a half, it goes to more of a scent bubble, and only someone sort of fairly close to you would smell it. But crazy thing is, in the 10th and 11th hour, I've still smelled this. Honestly, it's still there. And sometimes you just warm up a little bit, your body heat, and it just flicks a few molecules of this stuff off your skin. Okay, this, I'm going to say for 22 British pounds, is a very, very, very close to the original. Seriously, okay, this in the air, okay, I'll be honest with you, maybe it's up close, you can tell there's possibly a little bit more tonka in that one. But in the air, these two, Beau and Bold, these two in the air, trust me, you will never tell the difference. Okay, so fantastic value for money, a very decent performance, a cracking summer fragrance. Is there any downsides? You know what, there actually isn't on this one. There is no downsides whatsoever. And you know, normally I sort of say, oh, sometimes the sprayer's a bit naff or whatever. Look at that. It's a fantastical sprayer. You know, I don't normally discuss the packaging, but the sprayer's awesome. It leaves a really oily residue on your skin, and it is a completely, it is a fragrance which you cannot ignore. It is a piercing kind of fragrance. Okay, if you want attention, get Bold. All right, I really, really, really do appreciate you coming to this channel, because I'm not a professional. This channel is not monetized, I'm not sponsored or anything like that. I just have a passion, and my passion, my desperation is to pass it on to you, because you've probably got a massive collection of fragrances yourself, and all I'm here for is to say, go and get your fragrances, seriously, get them and spray them and enjoy them. And don't just spray it on a Monday, spray every single day, wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, whoever you're going to be with. Trust me, you will have so much better a day with a fragrance coming off you. Even if you don't get a compliment, for your own personal well-being in your scent bubble, life is so much better. Okay, right then, what's next? Oh yeah, I'm going to go now. So I'm going to love you and leave you, but please, 3 things. First of all, come back for the next review, because I'd love, 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 love to see you again, because it's great having your company. Secondly, please stay safe. Okay? It's a dangerous world. Please stay safe. And thirdly, and this is the most importantly kind of thing, thirdly, please grab a fragrance and spray. Keep spraying, keep enjoying, and then repeat it every single day. In fact, repeat it during the day, and trust me, you'll be smiling throughout the day. I'm going to love you and leave you now. When I can find the off button, I'm going to turn it off, but I'll see you soon. Goodbye. It's here somewhere. Yeah, it says off, doesn't it? It says off. Yeah, got it. Oh, calm down. Don't bring this together.